mercy. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot no deputy. All around my hometown, they are trying to track me down. They say they want me for the killing of a deputy, for the life of a deputy. And I say, I shot sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Sheriff shot John Brown always hated me for what? I don't know. But the issue with Bob Marley was apparently the sheriff was trying to always stunt his growing of the ganja. He threw him in jail. He said, tear it down, kill it before it grows. And I shot the sheriff, but I swear it was in self-defense. Hey, people, y'all up today. I got my chat and everything. Lord have mercy. Do y'all remember in the early 80s? And the big show then, one of the biggest clickbait shows then was Who in the Hell Shot JR? Right? The show was called Dallas. It is now available on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon Prime. Dallas, the whole series. The thing was, JR, who was the villain of the show, which was played by that Hackman guy. The guy used to play Darren Stevens. I forget his name. Anyway, he was so hated. He had so many enemies, J.R. Huey, that when someone shot him, there were so many possibilities. Anybody could have done it. Anybody within his own family could have and would have done it. So the big question was, the cliffhanger for that season was, who shot JR? And now here we are. Now, you know, I do not believe in talking about dead people. At the same time, you can't have dead people on here talking about everybody's life, everybody's story, every slight little implication, every accusation, everything, and then you don't talk about him when his shit hits the fan, right? So we avoid the names of the dead people in question. But you all know who people are talking about video after video after video after video this morning, right? Oh my goodness, look at all these daughters. Somebody standing on the head. Who is that, China doll? Girl, you doing headstands and do. Okay, let me see. How y'all doing this morning? A minute, I pushed up something and the dictionary showed up. Hold on. Hi, Prima Wanda. Prima Wanda, China doll doing heads. Are those headstands? When you're on one hand, it's not a headstand, right? You got a headstand on your head. Exercises. Hi, Donette Webster. Angie B. I know y'all trying to figure out how in the hell he gonna avoid talking about certain peoples and still talk about this. Well, I'm not gonna let no stories pass us up, right? So a lot of people got different. Hi, Blazing. I see you covered this story as well. A whole lot of people did. So last night, this story hit that while this person, the dead people, were live online, suddenly their channel went dead, right? And we find out that no, the channel wasn't blocked, because if the person had taken the channel down themselves, they would have done it in their own time. They wouldn't be in the middle of a conversation where their mouth is open and then it just shuts down, right? And being terminated. So a lot of these shenanigans are going on. You know, I don't believe in any of it. I don't believe in now. I guess you got to add this this porn dropping shit. You got to add that with the doxing and with the flagging, all of it. I don't agree with any of it, right? But we can't deny what has happened here. So many people are saying that this is a situation that started on the day before, where the person had dropped a picture of a penis on that person's live, right? And the person took it down And now they're saying the same person came back the following day and did this thing again. Right? Where YouTube, I don't understand really the thinking of YouTube, because basically, if you are victimized by someone and they come and drop a dick on your channel, they're going to penalize not the person who dropped the penis. They're going to penalize the person whose channel it is. That doesn't make any sense, really. But that's one way of thinking. A lot of people are thinking that is what happened. This was associated with um, this porn dropping thing, right? I watched Bless Watkins some this morning, and she seems pretty clear. This some person named Gotti is responsible for this. This person was going at it with this Wilson person. I said I wasn't gonna say the name, with this other person, and they were known for doing this thing. So today, while Bless Watkins was on, someone did the same thing to her, and it was the same picture that was used for his situation on yesterday. So at least on Bless Watkins' page, she feels that this is the same person. This is what happened. At the same time, it could easily have been someone else, right? We already know that Larry sent out many cease and desist. I don't see him doing something underhanded like this, but many cease and desist for people for talking about a particular story. Many times, if someone has expressed that, it doesn't have to be the person who's saying, listen, I don't want people to talk about the story because it only blows the story up and makes something out of nothing. Many times, out of his maybe 100,000 subscribers, one or two people might say, I'll take it into my own hands and I will flag the person, right? So this could have been a flagging. It would have to be a hard flagging because the page has been terminated. So even if this person does come back now, it seems like they may have a situation similar to what Tracy went through last week or week before last, where now the page is gone. And to get back on, I mean, it's always a way to get back on. You have to start from the beginning. One subscriber and build from there, right? Well, y'all have thoughts on this thing? I mean, I don't know how you cannot have thoughts on it. There's got to be 20 videos being made about it this morning. So I think that I see this as also an opportunity. Have y'all ever wondered? I know a lot of people who have wondered this. They would love to be at their own funeral. Even in my original novel, Loving Gospel Music, the person was able to be dead and look in on their own funeral and see what people were saying about them. This is how people really felt about me, right? Now we know, I mean, funerals, they tend to say nice things. But sometimes an aunt, an old drunken uncle will get up there and actually tell the truth, right? So this is an opportunity for these people to say, I've been killed, I'm dead. They shot the sheriff, then they went and shot the deputy. Anyway, look and see. This is the effect I'm having on here. This is how I'm seeing, because even if the person is blocked, that doesn't mean that they can't watch YouTube. They may not be able to participate in YouTube, but they can certainly watch. Anybody in America, if they want to watch YouTube, they can watch it. As far as I know, they don't ban people from watching YouTube. So more than likely, when they can get on and YouTube is their life, they're on here watching every word. So I would say don't use that as a bad thing. Use that as, okay, here's the effect I've had on YouTube. And here's how people feel about me. And why are so many videos being made about my demise, honey? Right? I think there's some good information out there. I particularly like the one by Troy Allen. I thought it was just right up against what was real. Now, I talked about inadvertently about this person yesterday, not about the person specifically, but about that panel situation. I did that only less than an hour before this whole thing happened, so I didn't get a chance to speak on that situation. But that was also going on. And all the other various other arguments and fights and all of the stuff when you make your living, it only is about beef, honey. You make a lot of enemies, and not just the people who you're fighting with, but also people who are looking in. Young people who just know how to work the technology. They just know how to do it. So there's nothing for them to just drop a dick somewhere. Hi, people. I love that song. He told the whole story, honey. He was Bob Marley. He was growing weed, and the sheriff kept bothering him, telling him to kill it before it grows. He said, "Kill it before it grows." So then the deputy put Bob Marley, or his character, in jail. And then he found the opportunity. Freedom came my way one day, and I started for the back door. Then apparently the sheriff caught him, and the sheriff was going to shoot him. So he shot him, and it was self-defense. But they're saying, but somebody also shot the deputy. He said, I admit, I shot the sheriff. He was about to kill me. But I didn't shoot the deputy. They say that it was a capital offense. So people always say, I got a job, all this kind of stuff. But all of the people in this sector are aware of the amount of videos have been put out by this certain person recently. Some people say, okay, this person works temporary jobs. They say it's as simple as that. They take a job, the job lasts 3 months, it's over. The job lasts 4 months, is over, right? You gotta get another temporary job. So they say that since there was such a saturation of videos again, they believe, okay, either this job situation has ended or is ending. But they're saying this has become primary again. So this can be a very bad news for certain people, losing their YouTube channel. See, when it's all about money, baby, okay. I don't want to get drawn into talking about certain people that are dead and deceased, but I'm just saying, when it's all about the coin, honey. Woo! When it's about where the money resides. When it's all about where the money resides, and you don't realize you could have that carpet pulled from you at any moment, at any second. I'm sure that person, when they went on live yesterday, they had no idea that their whole YouTube career could end just like that. It is something for us all to learn. Do not take this stuff where you feel like you can get away with doing anything to anybody. You still need to be respectful of other people. They could ruin your life like that. It's so public. It's so accessible, right? And so also be aware of, there are hundreds, perhaps thousands of people on here saying, oh, I didn't know you could do that. You mean I've been putting up with this abuse all this time, and all I had to do was put that in there, and that would take their channel out? Because you'll see a rash of it now. You see? Because you think that it's a negative thing. When people hear this information, oh no, honey, these young people will go and research it. You mean to tell me I could end that dude's channel just like that without any interaction with him at all? Now, I don't know how the YouTube's thinking is here, to be honest. And I'm not taking up for that person at all, because I don't like that person, period. Doesn't hurt me that that person's gone or think that they're suffering in any way. Doesn't have anything to do with me. But I don't understand the YouTube, they're thinking, because the person, in theory, hasn't done anything. So the people, I know I'm repeating myself, but forgive me. But the people who come in and drop pictures of titties and dicks and all this kind of stuff, nothing happens to them, but you penalize the person where it appeared. It's not like, see, it's different. And maybe this is the way it started. Their thinking was, if this person's put something vile or something pornographic on their page, we'll take them out, right? But how are you going to take them out when I haven't put anything on my page? Right? Shouldn't you be going after the person? It's the same. Okay, I'll tell you a story real quick. There's a principle, there's a thing that they use here in the law here in San Francisco. If you go to Oakland, you'll see graffiti that goes back maybe 30 years. I mean, just graffiti after graffiti after graffiti after just stacked on thick, where it's thick paint, where they painted over, then it just gave up, and it's just graffiti all over the damn place, right? You can tell a good neighborhood from a bad neighborhood how much graffiti is there. In San Francisco, if somebody tags your building or puts any kind of graffiti on your building, they'll come by and they'll give you a certain amount of days to you have to remove the graffiti, or not the person who did it. We're not going to pursue them. We're going to get you. It is your responsibility to make sure there's no graffiti on your building. And I think that's essentially what this is. They make it the person's responsibility to keep it clean. But I don't know that you got to keep it clean. I mean, you would have to clean that up immediately. If they drop the bomb and you take the damn thing off right then. So more than likely, this person will be returning. I don't know how long it takes to appeal something like that, how fast it could happen, but it didn't seem right to me that the person will be penalized. Now, like I said, though, in San Francisco, if you don't take the graffiti off your building, this building here, they put $50 million into the building I live in right now. This is last year, right before the pandemic come on, right? After they put all that work and all these layers of paint and all this kind of stuff, made it all perfect, right? And then some asshole, maybe even a homeless person, teenager, some kid, just comes and just takes spray paint and sprays all over the building. What kind of shit is that? I see it every single morning. Every morning I go out and I see these people have taken, and they've moved fast, because when I come out in the morning, there'll be people, whoever it is, just take spray paint and spray paint all over everything, right? So all of these buildings, who they have targeted and spray painted, all of them, the next day, the graffiti's gone. If it's not gone, then these people will get hit with hundreds and hundreds of dollars fines until it is taken down. But San Francisco has very little graffiti. They never make it past, just whatever they did for that day. But they're persistent, A lot of times people who going through, they ain't got nothing to lose. They don't give a damn about themselves or you. Anyway, I got off track. Hi, y'all. Who would you say Tracy says? I can't say the name. Okay. I guess since we're on this subject, I have to allow the name today. Ordinarily, Trinice, I'll take you out. I'll take your comment down because you use that name. We have to talk about it today. I mean, news is news, honey. It is what it is. But y'all see what I'm saying? I don't like the person, but I still think it's wrong. There's anybody can just come on there and flash a picture on there, and then you will be penalized and your channel will be taken down immediately. Even though it was just a flash. Most people were not even aware of it. It didn't last long enough. They had to be sitting there looking at the camera at the very moment that it happened, because it's only a flash, right? That shouldn't cause you to lose your channel, in my opinion. People have various reasons for flagging stuff and all these different ways that they can tie your stuff up. And they're just getting dirtier and dirtier and dirtier. And us, we the good people, will eventually just get enough of it and we'll just leave. We know. So we don't know if you're going to allow these people to just crash this whole, not only this sector. I mean, those gamers, I mean, they were doing that thing where they had the SWAT team swatting people, had police come into the house, kick the door in, and could kill you. Many of those people were sent to prison, the swatters. But it was the person who perpetrated, the person who called. They don't go in there then and arrest the person whose house got kicked into. The person who got swatted, they're not the person who's penalized. It is in there. It is correct. It is the person who made the call, who called the police, false reporting and so forth. So they're gonna have to work with that a little bit more, work out a better system with that. I guess this is all about these live things, these chat deals. I don't do them, so. But right is right, wrong is wrong. Nevertheless, a lot of people are they're taking pleasure in that. Shouldn't they have their moment? I mean, don't that person get their moment constantly with people? Everything's a joke. Everything you want to see evidence, prove yourself and all this bullshit. How can you expect anything less for yourself? Larry Hagman. All right, Larry Hagman. JR. They hated his ass. He was so evil, you know. You got to always have your evil character in there. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Driving. Oh, you're driving, Redbone. Hi, Redbone. So I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. That's right. So what happened to the deputy? I got to go back and look at the song again. How did the deputy get involved? We know what happened with that John Brown. Sheriff John Brown always hated me. He hated him because he grew weed, you know. That's like every time he planted a seed, he said, kill it before it grows. You must kill them before they grow. And I say, I shot the sheriff. I got to go back and listen to the song again. That's a pretty good story. Anytime you can tell a whole story in 2 minutes, honey, that's pretty good job. Okay. I'm the deputy of love. The deputy of love, honey. That was a song. I don't remember how it goes. Lovely one. Yeah, I say YouTube homeless. If you must, lovely one, YouTube homeless. Baby, mortgage is just like rent. You must pay. You understand? I'm sure already they already used up whatever kind of abatements they had available. The folks are very crafty, but if you don't pay that mortgage, I mean, if you were depending on YouTube to pay your bills, and it is certainly gone, and you're depending on, you say, I'm calculating, oh, I'm gonna beg for $200 or $300 tonight, you know, at least twice a week or whatever, and you have now paying your bills based on that. Because from what I understand, from what I remember, we were on the verge of losing our home when we arrived on the doorsteps of YouTube. So even though people say, I don't got a job, I got a job, they say, well, some people will say, I'm just saying, some people will say, well, if you got a job, when do you do it? I mean, you on here, you're making 2 and 3 videos a day. When do you do this job? And how many hours actually is the job? Is it a part-time thing? Is it temporary? Are you actually something like a chaplain? Because there was talk about, how do I get in? You can't discuss the story without discussing the assholes, I guess. Anyway, there's a thing called people who are studied in ministry. There's a thing called a chaplaincy, right? It's like basically like a what do you call that thing when you work in a lawyer's office for free? Whatever. Some of those jobs are paid residency. Or you go and do not residency, something else. I can't think of the right word. Y'all know the right word. Let's say if you want to work in you be a social worker, so you go and work in the social worker's office because you need credits for you to finish your course of study. What is that called? The word is just slipping my brain right now. Anybody know? It's like a residency, something like that. No, internship. Thank you, Charles Dodson. It's an internship, right? So many people are feeling like, okay, before this person started bragging about they got a job, they were talking about having some sort of program, something attached to a school. Many people were believing, well, this is just a residency. This is not an ongoing job. Even in any hospital you go to, you'll see a lot of young people in the ministry. So they're chaplains, but that's a temporary thing. They go and they do that and they get credits on their job, but it's also a paid job. So they may do that for a few months, but you can't call it a real job. It's more like a part of some degree you're trying to get or something like that. But many people will say, I don't give a damn about the degree. I need the money. So it could be something like that. You can sign up for a temporary agency where, you know, you work a few months here, you work a few months there. But anytime you suddenly just begin showing up here again, and we already know that this is where it primarily plays where you got your money last year. This was it. And it's always talk about people. Let me tell you something. Maybe this will explain a lot about my personality. You know, I used to use the word stuff like trailer trash and stuff like that. There's a mentality. You ain't supposed to be talking about your money like that. It's just so distasteful, and it makes people hate you. You don't talk about money. When you watch a television show, how would you feel at your television show? People coming there and talking about how much money they make all the time and how they gonna get paid for. Well, can we assume you're gonna get paid for it? I mean, isn't everybody on the show being paid for their work? So all this talk about constantly, everything is for money, money, money. And those of us who are on the inside, who actually do this thing, we know that it's not that much money. It just ain't. But it's so tacky when you're constantly talking about money. Don't dream it. Be ye. For you don't dream it. Be he. That's from a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Y'all remember the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Don't dream it. Just earn your money, honey. Ain't nobody on here talking about money like that. It makes people hate you. I'm telling you the truth. It is like chalk on a chalkboard. Everything has got to be about a coin. Oh, I'm gonna get money for it. Well, and then anybody else that gets even a dime, oh, they begging. Look at them begging over there. They ain't the only ones. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, honey. I know a lot of you lovely ladies looking all gorgeous out there. Y'all make decent money, honey. How interesting would you be if you don't hear talking about how much money you make all the time? Would you be more beautiful or less? I would think less. Just, it's low life. That's what it is. Thank you, Deborah Mitchell. How you doing, Deborah Mitchell? Unemployable. I'm not taking these names down today. Y'all have a free day today. Baby, every time you go on someplace, you go on the job and you know everything about the damn job. They say, well, I want to show you how we get the water. I know how to do that. You got so much opinions about your heavenly bound and earthly shit. You're useless. You can't hold a job. Listen, people like to make fun of me. I'm my work. I'm an old man. I don't give a damn how you feel about it, right? But my point is this. If you are in your 50s and you say you're an educated person, wasn't there a reason to be an educated person? I mean, people who fail in life, they'll say, "Oh, I just got educated to be educated." That is bullshit. If you have went through all of that trouble and you are still not even employable in your 50s, girl, you failed. You failed horribly because you don't even have enough time left in the working world to build a career. A career is not something that happens in a couple of weeks because you got hired for a job or a temporary job this week. That's not a career. A career is you do one thing. If you make pancakes for a living and you make them all the way through your life, that's your career. You are a chef. What do you call it? Sous chef or whatever your thing is. You're a cook, and you cook, and that is your career. That's how you make your money. That's how you make your living, right? Maybe cook's not the best example, but cooks are professionals. They're chefs, right? That's how they make a living. You can't be a cook one week, and then you are a lawnmower mechanic the next week, and then you're doing janitorial the next week, and then you can't do all this different shit. That's not a career. That's not a career, people. I'm sorry. Just to get on a job, that's not a career, and you can't hold a job because nothing. Anytime a person is in their 50s and they are telling you only about 2 jobs, and you see, well, damn, you've had 4 since you've been on here. You ain't been on here but 2 years. So how you have 4 jobs? So it tells you this person has probably had a lot of jobs. They speak about the 2 because those are the only 2 they ever held. And they pick those off. Those are the best ones. But what about the lesser ones? How many of the lesser ones were there? Am I talking about that chat? Lord have mercy. I swore the person was dead. Dead people, stay dead. Could you do that for me? Could you just pretend that Bob Marley has shot you in your goddamn head and you are lying dead? They keep popping up. All right, so you guys have any ideas about who this person could possibly be? Blessed Watkins seems to think she has it figured out because, and Blessed is basing hers on because that person who she believes it is, I think his name is Gotti. There may be more than one of those. She believes that this is the person because the person came on today and dropped porn on her page, but she noticed that the porn, she happened to be on Jay Wilson's page yesterday too. Said the name again. On that person's page yesterday too, and it is the same picture. So what is the likelihood that two different people will be using the same porn picture? I mean, there's got to be millions and millions of pictures, porn pictures out there. All you do is right click and you got porn pictures, right? So for that reason, she believes that she has figured out who it was that did this thing. More than likely, when Tracy was gone, was Tracy even gone a day? I think she's only gone like a day, something like that. That person will be coming back with the explanations and all this kind of stuff. But if it's purely for someone else posting something on your page, my feeling, my belief is you shouldn't lose your page for that. I don't think. No. Because you haven't done it. They have done it. They can say, if they're going to say that you're responsible for your page and you must make sure that there's no porn on that, how are you going to do that? Right? So you can learn the tricks about, oh, I got to see the person, and all that. I got to know who it is, all that kind of thing like that. But when you taking somebody's page down just like that instantly, you're not even giving them an opportunity to take care of the situation, to erase it, to edit it, to remove the video. You would think that you would at least send them email saying you must remove the video immediately. Right? So penalizing the victim of that kind of a crime, I think is wrong. How y'all doing today? Sing, deliver me. Lord, deliver me. All I seem to do is hurt me, hurt me. God, don't make me do it, Eddie. Don't challenge me. Deliver me. Gospel by Leandria. Cool, career and a job are not the same. You're right. They're not the same. And you mopping floors. Ain't no. I mean, we're not mad at nobody for getting a job. Shit. I mean, if I had to go do something, I had to go get a job. But don't be on here bragging about how you're a successful career person. You don't have no career. You're just doing jobs. Somebody needs their lawn done, you go and cut their grass. I mean, essentially that. If you're signed up with a temp agency, that's not a job. They basically say, I'll do anything. Right? They'll use the excuse, oh, I don't want to be doxxed. I don't want to be, you don't want to tell the truth. One of your compadres, Rebel Sunday, he ain't ashamed to say he work in a hospital. Where the fuck do you work? What kind of work do you do? Is it something that you were doing 6 months ago? I mean, when did the career start? You have a career should go on 20, 30 years. There is a very old page for that pop person. Oh, I love that language. Thank you, Nappy Child. See, Nappy Child knows how to get around them names and things. We saw that. That was pitiful. I think it was 11 years ago, something like that. So that child's been around a long time, coveting. He had to be coveting what we did on here. And all of a sudden, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, they pop on here like this. But you're right. They were around a long time ago. So theoretically, they could, I guess, go back to that page and just start posting from that page. Right? Something's going to happen. Ain't got no choice. Something's got to happen. And plus, not only for the financial, which is the primary thing with these people, with this person, but also they really like doing this shit. Their eyes get all glittery when they can talk about somebody. When they can come in here and run down somebody else's apartment, or they can run down somebody's shoes or their house or their feet, they get all excited about it. right? So they'll be back. They are addicted to this thing. We don't know. I suspect it popping up some kind of way in the next couple of days. Now, my thinking is this: that person has also involved in this gentleman's panel. The gentleman's panel is not performing on their page tonight. So tonight is Thursday. So don't, if you're curious, you can tune into the boring gentleman's panel, and they'll probably be there because that's not blocked unless it's somehow in their name. I don't know how that will work, but more than likely they'll go on that panel. Particularly now that conscience is gone, they don't have to confront that situation. They can just go in there and then give us their spiel, whatever. But when you have so many, you made so many enemies, you can't call it. Bless may be correct. I mean, she's making a good point over there. But I've heard some other things that seem to be have possibility as well. Things that I don't necessarily want to talk about, but don't take joy in other people's demise, people. I mean, I can't even, because I don't want to talk about the situation with Larry Reed, I can't even talk about it, but I was so offended by that. I mean, just deep down. I'd already committed to this person being dead. I can't bring up dead every time I disagree with them, right? But to go invading people's lives like that, I thought was so disgusting. I mean, it was really, really rock gut. And it feels so justified that they can now demand your papers. I want to know everything that was ever given to you. Oh, what is your relationship with them? And all this. Oh, this happens in the church all the time. Girl, why are you bothering that man? If he has a legal issue, that's between him and the law. And they will work it out themselves. I can't even think about the person too much. I really can't. They're not on my channel, but not unavoidable today. I thought last night I'd just skip over the story, but this morning, I mean, like 20 videos were made about this situation. I'm not going to ignore that. Hell, it's what's going on around me. Particularly now when these people, this is how they make a living. They sit there and talk about people all day. Mm-hmm. No, that's happening again. Changes you made may not be safe. Okay. So changes. I'm not trying to get out of here. I think this pad thing is so sensitive that it keeps touching. I keep touching something. Mm-hmm. But how he had like 5 degrees, he had no job, still jobless. I don't know, lovely one. Some personalities, though, are just, you have to see people, they hire you because they have to get value out of you. You have to be doing something that's going to promote their business so they're successful. It's not all about you when you go on a job, right? If I hire you because I need tomatoes picked, I need those tomatoes. I'm not coming. If the people are not getting anything from you, and this is the impression I got, that some people, they just shop and they're stealing paychecks. They go from this place to that place to that place, never planning routes, never actually learning how to do a job well. Who was that? Was that Jesse Jackson or Martin Luther King says, if I'm a street cleaner, let me be the best street cleaner the world has ever known. Excellence. I think that was Jesse Jackson's push for excellence in the early 70s. But it's a strong point. Do something well. Master of everything. I mean, what did you say? Well, how does that shit? My brain. Jack of everything, master of nothing. Basically. Mm-hmm. Most people, when they retire from their job, honey, they done put in 30 years, 35 years. They got balloons and everything else, child. I think it's a damn shame if you are of a certain age, right? This is like me. I'm 63 years old, right? If I am coming here constantly talking about my high school accomplishments, let's say I was a basketball player or something, but if I am stuck in my high school accomplishments, what are my chances for being successful now or in the real world? Who talks about their some degree they got 30 years ago? Now you should be talking about accomplishment after the next accomplishment, advancements along the way. Where you're at a certain point, a point of comfort when you retire. You're supposed to retire. I mean, they're gonna attack me now. What do? You're gonna retire, you're a goddamn street person. It is my choice to live my life any way I want to, right? But if I was determined to have a traditional square career, a career, I would have to focus in, do something well. Now, I don't want to be on here talking about that life because I don't promote it, but I did learn how to do it, right? You can't start a different career every 4 months. That's not a career, honey. Your career is getting and losing jobs. But no one would care if you didn't talk. I mean, why are you even talking about it all the time? And then you're not talking about something that you've actually accomplished, something you've contributed to society. You're talking about when you went to school 30 years ago. Still? Baby, I did not come on here. I should have known it was going to be trouble. How can you avoid it? Jack of all trades, master of none, says Saint City. I don't even know if people are jack of all trades. What is the trade? Right? I mean, if you just get a job as somebody suggested to me they think he got a job as a chaplain. Well, what is a chaplain? I mean, you walk around the hospital and go say, "How you doing today?" Nod your head. You might come up with one or two, childlike scriptures that everybody knows for people who are sick, and then you go to the next room. I've seen the job many, many times. I've known people who've done that job. It ain't all that, honey. But why would you waste 5 degrees? And you got everything's about church. You know the church don't want you. They don't want you. Why even bother? Is that your vocation? That's what you do? What do you do in it? Some people say, "Oh, they got hired in the choir, want to run the whole goddamn church." I said, "Well, sounds about right, honey." You done lost your mind, fool. Who is the fool? Am I the fool? No, you too sweet to me, nappy child. I don't know who you talk to. Y'all done make me act a fool up in here. Y'all done made me lose my cool. Y'all leave Nappy Child alone. I think he even lost subscriber after well, we'll find out what the real subscriber count is now. Because remember now, so far at 2 years, we're not been allowed or privy to see the subscriber count, although the claim is always that it's so huge, right? That it's successful and all this kind of shit, right? The subscribers has always been hidden. How's it going to be hidden now? You're starting over from scratch. How many people who are actually still paying attention? That's what you're going to find out, right? You may pull 1,000, but 100,000, that's a long way from well, I don't know how far it was from where it was, really. Let me see. I got to work my way out of this conversation now. breaking my own oath. Uh-huh. Right, baby. Cancel this. Imagine going to your doctor's office, child, and your doctor's in there telling you how much they make, how much money they, how successful they are, where they went to school, no, baby. I didn't come here to hear about you. I come here to hear about me. You're the doctor. Call the doctor. But the doctors, they don't sit around and tell people about their money. You mean those guys, they're being personable with their patients, but those people probably live in castles, honey. They make very good money. But you're not gonna know about it. Right? Perhaps they can talk about stocks and bonds and things with other people who are on that same level when they're off of work because they have the same thing. But they're not going to come here and talk to their patients who are on Social Security about how much money they got. Who talks about how much getting a coin from everything? I'm going to get a coin from it. I'm going to put a commercial in it. Because everybody put a commercial in it. You ain't supposed to talk about that. It's tacky. It is so tacky. Now I understand it's happened. Here I am. Lord have mercy. You know, you say you're delivered. Whatever. What was I just talking about? I was just ready to lay a bomb, honey. I was just about to lay something heavy. And God say no. Okay, God, I hear you. God said, I will take it from your remembrance. He can be a Walmart greeter. Welcome to Walmart. Could. Andrew Caldwell wasn't too proud to beg, honey. Andrew got on his job, Target and places, selling hamburgers. Mm-hmm. Man's got to do what a man's got to do. Mm-hmm. Y'all assume that Uber and stuff not being used. But aren't we getting awful lot of videos from cars lately? When did that start? Because somebody told you they weren't driving for Uber? Yet everybody seems to believe that you're not working and you're always in the car? What do you do between rides? Oh, I'll make a video. All right, I'm getting messy now. I got to get out of here. I got to get out. Baby, it's cold out there. I got to go on, but it's cold outside. I love you. Oh, yeah. I was talking earlier about that. He'll be on that gentleman's panel probably tonight. So if y'all want to hear the voice, y'all hear it tonight. And I'm sure they're working frontwards and backwards to get their channel back up. Because no matter what you think about YouTube, I'm sure it pays better than Uber. Whole lot of competition out there driving Uber. Oh, okay. I'm going to say one more thing about this shit. I'm letting it go. Did I hear about a proposed Cash App Palooza? People. Didn't the people, Cash App people, have to come in, step in, and remove him from their whole system and say, we don't do that here. What you're doing is a known scam. It is a registered scam. You're ripping people off and you can't do it. So we're taking your channel down. Here we are 6 months later, almost the day they give it back to him. They say, oh, they let him have another channel. And we don't know the details of how he got it. He starts talking about he having another Cash App party. That is a person who is desperate for money. So this has got to hurt for the whole channel to be gone. But sometimes maybe we just need a correction. Maybe some people just need a correction. You know what? I am getting awful nasty on here. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit. Maybe I need to think about who I'm talking about and who I'm calling all kind of abusers and stuff and talking on their court cases. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that since I'm not a journalist. Maybe I should work on being a little nicer to people. A correction, they call that in the stock market and real estate. Bro Jay wouldn't gloat if the tables were shit. That boy brags and gloats about everything, honey. He got it. You know, he got a boyfriend. Some people say they ain't the same boyfriend. Oh, I ain't gonna tell you. You're gonna say he fat. What's the big deal? The nigga fat, he fat shit. Like a lot of people. No, I say the person's dead because I don't want to have any back and forth with him. But you want to be in the news? Okay, here you got it. And when you have a part of the sick mind will say, look, they're all talking about me. So they'll turn that around because there's no responsibility ever taken for anything, right? You call people slaves, people get offended. Oh, no, I didn't say that. Oh, you can't be offended by. Never take responsibility for nothing. Never say, you know what, I'm sorry. Never does that, right? Everything's always got to be spun. So they'll spin this like, oh, look, they are talking about me. I'm famous. Because this is what he lives for, to get people talking about him, right? But now you got to turn it into a coin. I'm going to get a coin from it. I'm going to put my commercials in there. Ooh, I'll get it. I can still put commercials in there. I'll still get a coin from it. I'm going to get a... Girl, it's so tacky. It's so tacky. But people don't like me using words like trailer trash. They don't want me to say nothing about people coming out the trailer, but you can't take the trailer out the person, you know. They say, no. I thought they was dead. You're right. I'm caught East Coast. I said they were dead and yet they won't stay in the graveyard. I'm digging up the dead, honey. So let me exit up out of here. Y'all have a night. What's today? Today is Thursday. Y'all watch the gentleman's panel tonight and y'all will get, perhaps you'll get another spin, whatever. They never take responsibility for anything. They're going to spin it like, oh, this is all a plan. Oh, yeah, God is working on me. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. You know, God's always got to enter into the room. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Jabelson better get busy and sell some holy water prayer cloth. That's the kind of preacher he would be. Y'all better be glad that he didn't. No church actually did ordain him or want him. Somebody told me that when you get ordained, it's not for a lifetime, honey. You got to do it every 2 years, something like that. So people are not even really preachers. I mean, they're not anything in the church, and plus they don't even go to church. But yeah, they would be the type if they were in that business. Charles Dodson, if they were allowed in, they would be on here still selling prayer cloth, baby, curing cancer and everything else, John. It is the love of money. It is the love of money. So why are you boasting about the love of money? You're supposed to be a pastor. It is the love of money, which is the root of all evil. It all starts there. And yet you're a pastor and you're promoting at every turn the love of money. It's disgusting. But now you're going to do it out. I mean, that mortgage is still due, baby. They take you down. I mean, it won't be affected by this month's check, maybe. Where'd that go in? Oh, yes, it will. Next month, you might be getting $50, honey. You got to get at least $100 before they even give you a check. So if you have got your bills, you're basing your bills on YouTube. Honey, that's got to be, you're going to take a lick. So we would hope, the people would hope that you have saved enough money to at least make it through a couple of months until you can build some semblance of a channel. But the comeback will be, oh, this happened. I need a Cash App Palooza. The begging will kick back in. And I guess we just have to accept that some people just like giving their money away. So maybe they can come in and beg up some money. You know, I've seen the other dead person do it. I thought the other dead person, their channel went down for a couple of hours yesterday. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm foolish for letting myself get pulled back in this bullshit. You have to get your license renewed often, right? So when was the last time you preached somewhere? They say they couldn't even let the boy run the choir because he kept trying to take over every damn thing. Not doing what the minister of music. He ain't the minister of music. We hired you to play the goddamn organ. Go over there and play it. Shit. Tired of talking. Can't even keep a job. You take that kind of personality child and try to put it on some working somewhere. They're going to feel like, oh, I'm more educated. I'm smart. I'm the smart one. No, you're not. No, you're not. I do the job well. That's why they hired me. I want you to do is go and play that rendition of yours. Well, the supporters will do for him what they did for Tracy. Well, girl, do whatever you want to do. It's your coin. Do whatever you want to do with it. Somebody keeps telling me that they're only in something for money, though. They won't get nothing from me, honey. If I go to a church service and all they can talk about is money, I'm not giving them nothing, not a dollar. I'd rather give it to a homeless person who can maybe buy a hamburger with it. I'm not giving you shit. That's how I strongly feel about that. You all in my face, telling me how much you want my money. You only in it for the money, and you gonna get a coin from it. I'm only here to provide money for you. You get nothing, nothing, not a nickel. But some people, they like that. So they all, people brought up in the church, they feel like they're doing the right thing. And they use the church, put the church name on. So first of all, they can cheat the government out of tax money. And then they have a license to beg. That's what ministry is for many people. It's a license to beg. You're giving the money to God. I never could get the connection between giving the money to God and then you go and spend and pay your bills with it. Oh, that's God's work. How in the hell is it God's work? Isn't that your work? Isn't that just me paying your rent? Mm-hmm. Like Reverend Ike. You remember Reverend Ike? I love money. Reverend Ike was proud. I saw his picture. I didn't even remember what he looked like. I just remember his obsession with money. Everything is about fucking money. And he had the people convinced that they're going to get blessed when they give him money. I said, Lord, have mercy. How is that going to bring you a blessing? Anyway, people. Here we go. It's your coin. It's your coin. Do what you want. I can't tell. Ooh, it's your coin. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. If you want him to love you, maybe he will. Believe me, woman, that ain't no big deal. You choose your love now, and whatever you can do makes me no difference now. Who you give your coin to? Oh, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. Who brought that up? Black folk beauty. I can't tell you who to sock it to. Hey. Mm-mm. Aretha said, what you say? What you say? What was it? Ooh, you're kissing sweet as honey. Guess what? So is my money. Give me when you get home. She wanted a little respect. Hey, baby, when you get home. So is my money. Don't give me no problems when you get home. He was a good-looking man every night. And the church women, along with his TV audience, would give him their rent money. Lord have mercy. They begging for a bus tokens to get home, honey. He getting them for everything they got. Mm-hmm. Sock it to me, sock it to me, sock it to me, yeah. Your kissing is sweet as honey. Guess what? So that's a power. That's a word. That is a word, honey. Your kissing is sweet as honey. I mean, it's good. Ooh, your kissing, baby. The way you rub my, but guess what? So is my money. That's right, Rita. I hope you told them often, honey. That's right, God damn it. But diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but it won't pay the rent on my two-bedroom flat or something. Or help me at the automat. Reverend Ike would give a good number. I was a teenager when Reverend Ike was around. What was he, in New York? New York City. We got modern Reverend Ikes now. I ain't gonna say no names. Then they build these big old monuments to their ego, like God needs that. And then you're supposed to, not only are you supposed to build it, now you got to support it. You got to support all the employees that you need to keep it going. And you got to pay the mortgage forever. And what do you get out of it? Whose name is on the deed? Oh, it belongs to the community. It belongs to the church. But when you sell it, who does it go to, honey? Give a good number to play. Oh, you damn. Reverend Ike would give a good number to play to. Oh, he was when you're playing numbers. Lord have mercy. Uh-uh. You know, say, just give me my money. I want money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. Give me money. Mhm. Goonies, mind your business. Goonies says, wait a minute. Goonies never say die. I'm going to keep this short, said Uncle Tim 10 hours later. Y'all don't complain in church. What do you think when the preacher tells you, I won't be before you long? And then you say, God damn, my stomach is killing me. He's still going. We need one more collection, honey. Well, for the last few days, I've given very short lives. So it's good to talk for a while. Them people are still dead to me, honey. I couldn't avoid it anymore. I mean, 20, 25 videos to one person one day. How you gonna avoid that? I mean, this is a business, right? Mm-hmm. New York City hit a lot of numbers. I hope them people. Why are they always taking advantage of the poor people, child? That's where the money comes. Uh-oh. Now we know why nicknamed Jabber. Oh, you a follower, huh? Goonies never say die. That's Jabber Jaws. They called me Jabber because I would be up in the bars in jail, LA County Jail, and I'll be hollering all damn night, telling lies and telling stories and exaggerations about the exploits on the streets. All right, I've been run off now. Y'all blame Goonies never say die. I'm gonna use him to my exit. Mm-hmm. Thanks for coming in, guys. Yeah, we had an hour. We're cool. Thanks for coming in. Don't think that no, I'm not inviting myself back into any shit. Nothing. I'm simply reporting on the current story. Okay? Later, people.